Radio Algeria International, our voice in the world.
This is the English service of Radio Algeria International. It's time for the news.
The President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboune, has praised during his supervision of the inauguration of the 33rd edition of the Algerian Production Fair taking place now at the Exhibition Hall here in Algiers the significant progress achieved by national industrial enterprises across various sectors. The A3+ group at the Security Council has called in New York for the immediate withdrawal from Libya of all foreign forces, once again insisting on full respect for the sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity of Libya. The United Nations has said that famine in the Gaza Strip has ended, but the majority of the population of the Palestinian enclave continues to face high levels of food insecurity. Those were the major developments. Now the full news edition. Good afternoon. The President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboune, has praised during his supervision the inauguration of the 33rd edition of the Algerian Production Fair taking place now at the Exhibition Palace until December 27th, the significant progress achieved by national industrial enterprises across various sectors, reaffirming the state's commitment to continue providing the necessary support to producers, including innovative youth. Accompanied by the Prime Minister Sifi Riyeb, Army General Said Jengri, as well as members of the government alongside various stakeholders in the industrial sector, President Abdelmajid Tebboune first visited the Military Industry Pavilion, where he praised the high level of achievement, particularly in terms of national integration rates and the use of local inputs.
أنا أقول لك شوف لعلها نركز على الصناعة العسكرية. أولا جودة، فيها الجودة، فيها الروح الوطنية العالية، غزو مساحات جديدة من التكنولوجيا ومن كذا، وثالثا الاكتفاء الذاتي. وانتم قاطرة خرجنا من هذيك تاع زمان يجيب دي كيت يجي كلكو بوان سودير يقول لك انتاج جزائري، ماهوش انتاج جزائري. تركيب بتات مي بالنسبة للجيش أنا نلاحظوا باللي فيه كل معرض فيه تقدم.
The Algerian president stressed that the military industry embodies patriotism and combines quality, cutting-edge technologies and self-sufficiency, describing it as a constantly growing engine of Algerian production. He said that we have moved away from the methods of the past, where only assembly was done. It was called Algerian production, noting that regarding the army, we are seeing progress at every exhibition. During his visit to the stand of the Tosyali Steel Group, the President of the Republic emphasized the need for the European Union to open its market to high-quality Algerian steel without restrictions, especially since Algeria does not impose quotas but grants its preferential treatment compared to other countries. Still, at the Tosyali stand, the President of the Republic announced that the first train to transport iron ore from the Gara or Gharashbilet mine Tinduf will arrive in Iran at the end of January. This is a historical step, as for the first time since Algeria regained its national sovereignty, iron ore will be transported to Iran, a distance of almost 2,000 kilometers.
Ce que je vous reproche, qu'est-ce qu'on s'est entendu? Sur quoi on s'est entendu à Béchar. Au début, moi, on m'avait dit 4 millions. Maintenant, on est revenu à 2 millions avec vous. Maintenant, vous êtes à 1 million. Pas normal. Maintenant, on sera à Béchar au mois de janvier, Inch'Allah.
On sera là.
On ira visiter le minerai va arriver à Oran, Inch'Allah. Fin janvier, le minerai est à Oran.
In his speech, President Tebboune criticized the Tosyali company for failing to comply with what had been agreed in principle, namely an estimated production of 4 million tons, a production that was re-evaluated at 2 million and now at 1 million, which according to the Algerian president is not normal. The president announced that he will be in the province of Béchar at the end of January and that the mine will arrive in Oran at the end of January. At the pharmaceutical industry booth, the President of the Republic praised the progress made by the various players in the sector and expressed his pride in these industries, which make Algeria a leader in Africa and even beyond the continent.
أنا نقاسمك الفخر بالنسبة لنا كجزائريين كل رئيسا ولا مواطنا أننا وصلنا لهالدرجة تاع إنتاج الأدوية. الجزائر معروفة رائد على مستوى الإفريقي، ربما حتى على مستوى بعض القارات الأخرى وجزء من القارات أمريكا اللاتينية وغيرها. أتمنى باش نزيد نواصل، وهذا شرف كبير أننا نصل إلى هذا المستوى ونطمح إلى ما أحسن. أنا نطلب منكم باتصال مع أشقائنا الأفارقة أننا نحاول كيفاش نكون المنبع نتاع اللقاحات بالنسبة للأمراض الإفريقية.
The president expressed his pride in the level achieved in drug production. He said that Algeria is a leader in Africa and perhaps even on other continents such as parts of Latin America, while expressing his will to continue moving in this direction and striving for the best. The president urged the management of the LMD laboratory to establish contacts with our African brothers so that Algeria can become the main supplier of vaccines in Africa. Speaking to a young entrepreneur from Sidi Bel Abbès, whose startup operates in the mechanical sector with 70% local content, the President of the Republic praised young innovators, encouraging them to keep going and assuring them of the state's commitment to provide them with the necessary support, especially in terms of bank loans and land.
لا مليح يعطيكم الصحة. Même si c'était un peu moins d'intégration, c'est déjà beaucoup en mécanique. Ça veut dire que la vision de les startups est correcte. Ça veut dire que le pays peut se développer. Où les jeunes sont très créatifs et ils ne rêvent pas. Ils concrétisent. Il faut aider, il faut passer à autre chose. علاش يكمل الدراسة نتاعو زيدوا واصلوا. Il faut être ambitieux. غدوة إذا كانت تحتاج ان بري بانكير وتحتاج ارض في بلعباس ولا في مكان اخر، ان تيران باش تبني اونغار تاعك ولا دو اونغار ولا توسع، دونك وديماري افيك ان بون تيران وخدم على روحك وصافي ترافاي دي جون. هذه باش تنتج حاجه مثل هذه راك استعملت يد عامله. الزملاء تاعك مبروك عليك، مبروك علينا، صحيت.
The President of the Republic congratulated the young entrepreneur from the province of Sidi Bel Abbès in western Algeria, emphasizing that these positive steps reinforce the vision of startups and of the country that the country can develop. President Tebboune said that our young people are very creative. They do not only dream, but they also bring their projects to life. He encouraged young people to move forward by assuring them of the state's commitment to provide them with the necessary support, especially in terms of bank loans and land. At the stand of the agro-industrial group Agridev, the president affirmed the state's determination to recover misappropriated funds transferred abroad, especially to tax havens.
الكارثة اللي عاشتها البلاد تاع الاختلاسات وتضخيم الفواتير وهذه بون، اليوم لازم نسترجع المال تاع الدولة، المال المكمون يعني اللي مدسين وما فقناش به في ليزيل فيارج وفي غيرها يجي نهارو. مي ان توكا الامور اللي ظاهره هذه تسمح للخزينه باش تسترجع جزء من الاف الملايير الدينارات. لا فيه نفس جديد، كان فيه تهاون في الواقع. يعني فروندرا سيزار سكي بارتيان سيزار، ما الوزير الاول ملي كان وزير صناعه هو اللي رجع الاغلبيه نتاع.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, stressed the need to recover state funds, hidden money stashed away in the Virgin Islands or elsewhere following the disaster that befell the country due to embezzlement and inflated bills. He assured that there is a new spirit after a period of negligence, praising the efforts of the Prime Minister, thanks to which the state was able to recover part of the billions of dinners. Still at the Agridev Agro-Industrial Group's booth, the President reaffirmed the state's support and assistance to investors and producers to promote local production, improve quality and access international markets. The Minister of State in charge of Foreign Affairs, the National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Mr. Ahmed Attaf, has held talks with his Namibian, Tanzanian and Zimbabwean counterparts during his official visit to Cairo, Egypt, to participate in the second session of the Africa-Russia Partnership Forum at ministerial level. Mr. Charfi reports.
During his meeting with the Minister of International Relations and Trade of the Republic of Namibia, Ms. Selma Ashibala Musavi discussed bilateral cooperation relations between the two countries and exchanged views on the latest developments concerning several issues of concern to Africa. The two ministers reaffirmed their commitment to the traditions of consultation and coordination to strengthen the existing consensus between the two countries in support of just causes, notably the Palestinian cause and the cause of Western Sahara. The Minister of State also held talks with the Zimbabwean counterpart, Mr. Amun Morwira, and with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation of the United Republic of Tanzania, Mr. Mahmoud Thabit Kombo. The two parties discussed the implementation of the consultations of the state visit made by the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe to Algeria, Mr. Emerson Mnangagwa, last July, as well as the talks that marked the visit with his brother, the President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboune. The two ministers also exchanged views on a range of regional issues of common concern, highlighting the convergence and concordance of the two countries' positions in favor of just causes, foremost among which are the Palestinian cause and the cause of Western Sahara. During his meeting with the Tanzanian minister, which took place in the presence of the Tanzanian Minister of Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Mr. Palama Gamba Kabudi, Mr. Attaf and his counterpart discussed the bilateral cooperation and examined ways of strengthening them, notably in the fields of pharmaceuticals, transport, tourism and energy. The two parties also agreed to hold the next session of the Economic Cooperation Commission between the two countries.
The A3+ group at the Security Council, including Algeria, Somalia and Sierra Leone and Guyana, has called in New York for the immediate withdrawal from Libya and all foreign forces, once again insisting on full respect for the sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity of Libya. On behalf of the A3+ group speaking during a Security Council meeting on the situation in Libya, Algeria's permanent representative to the United Nations, Hamar Benjameh, stated that stability in Libya remains fragile due to foreign interference and that the situation is further exacerbated by the continuous flow of weapons and by fuel smuggling. The Algerian diplomat explained that this illicit trade includes not only the activities of local armed groups, but also continues to fuel the war machine in Sudan and in the Sahel, often with the active support of the same external actors.
We therefore demand the immediate withdrawal of all foreign forces, all foreign fighters and mercenaries from the country. Libya's sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity must be fully respected.
Regarding the political situation in the country, the A3+ held the holding of elections in 9 municipalities in eastern Libya, noting that it demonstrates the commitment of the Libyan people to the principles of democracy.
The A3+ welcomes the successful completion of voting in 9 municipalities in the eastern region of Libya. This is another demonstration of the peoples of Libya's commitment to the principle of democracy. This is an important step toward advancing national consensus and paving the way for free and transparent general elections and the unification of all state institutions.
The A3+ group referred to the launch this week of the structured dialogue within the framework of the political roadmap of the United Nations Support Mission in Libya, UN SMIL, calling for effective and inclusive participation of all relevant actors.
We encourage effective and inclusive participation by all relevant actors and express optimism that this process will not be disrupted or undermined.
The A3+ reiterated their call to UN SMIL to strengthen its cooperation with the African Union and Libya's neighboring countries. Moving to the Palestinian file, the United Nations has said that famine in the Gaza Strip has ended, but the majority of the population of the Palestinian enclave continues to face higher levels of food insecurity. The latest Integrated Food Security Phase Classification (IPC) analysis for Gaza confirms that no areas of the Strip are currently classified in famine, following the October ceasefire and improved humanitarian and commercial access. In the latest IPC report shows famine has been pushed back in Gaza. However, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres cautioned the gains are fragile and urged full implementation of the ceasefire and a clear path towards a two-state solution. Guterres said that far more people are able to access the food they need to survive, adding that the UN is preparing more than 1.5 million hot meals every day and delivering general food assistance packages across Gaza.
1.6 million people in Gaza, more than 75% of the population, are projected to face extreme levels of acute food insecurity and critical malnutrition risks. It breaks my heart to see the ongoing scale of human suffering in Gaza. Families are enduring the unendurable. Children are forced to sleep in flooded tents. Buildings already battered by bombardment are collapsing under the weight of rain and wind, claiming more civilian lives. Water and sanitation services, hospitals and bakeries are struggling to recover from destruction, supply shortages, and continued restrictions on what can enter. And in more than half of Gaza, where Israeli troops remain deployed, farmland and entire neighborhoods are out of reach. Strikes and hostilities continue, pushing the civilian toll of this war even higher and exposing our teams to grave danger.
That was the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has said that about 1,092 Palestinian patients died between July 2024 and November 28, 2025 in the Gaza Strip, devastated by Zionist aggression while they were waiting for medical evacuation. That's it for today's news bulletin. Stay tuned to Radio Algeria International.
Welcome to your weekly program, Destination Algeria. I'm Jamel Simeni. There are a number of great destinations in Algeria just waiting to be discovered. A curious mixture of cultures and influences. Algeria has something interesting to see in just about every city. The country is the first largest on the African continent, so you can be sure that there are plenty of towns and cities to visit. Let's visit Algeria's fascinating destinations, you and I, together. Algeria is a land of great biodiversity, a massive country with a wide variety of landscapes and ecological zones. Algeria has a rich natural heritage. Considered by many to be the most unique natural country of the Mediterranean, Algeria's distinctive morphology, bioclimate, fauna and flora contribute in its great biodiversity. In fact, Algeria is home to some rare species such as the monk seal and Barbary red deer. An extensive network of protected areas has been created in Algeria to protect this great natural heritage. Algeria's national parks encompass a variety of ecosystems from coastal areas to desert and mountain. Tassili-Najar National Park takes in a large portion of the Tassili-Najar mountain range. Located in the southeast of Algeria, you will discover a variety of national wonders in this Algerian National Park. The sandstone composition of the mountain range has resulted in a variety of rock arches and other landforms, all slowly etched out by erosion. Sandstone has also contributed to the area's ability to sustain large amounts of plant life as it holds water well. Vegetation in the Tassili-Najar National Park is mostly woodland made up of endemic, endangered plant species, namely Saharan myrtle and Saharan cypress. to the numbers of endangered species along with the great archaeological significance of the area, the national park has been declared a World Heritage Site. The closest town providing access to the park is Janet. It is not easy to describe Janet. One could say that it is a settlement or a cluster of villages surrounding a breathtaking oasis in the middle of the Sahara Desert. It is situated in the Tassili National Park in Algeria and has approximately 15,000 local residents. There are no urban buildings in the Janet Oasis, and it seems to be a location that is lost in time and has been able to keep its air of nostalgia. It is easy to see why Janet is called the jewel of the desert. The Janet Oasis is not a destination that is filled with excitement and wide attractions. Its appeal to travelers is the beautiful oasis that is lined with palmerias and the peace and tranquility that only such a desolate area can provide. Most of the local inhabitants of Janet are Kel Ajer Tuareg, a friendly and humble community. They are reliant on the tourism industry and their traditional culture to lure visitors and travelers. This brings an income to the villages, and there are many small travel agencies within Janet. The greatest attraction to this region is the plateau, and visitors need to purchase a photo permit from the Parc National de Tassili office before they can begin exploring this area. The Tassili Nager rock paintings are a popular site for tourists to visit. Tourists should be aware that some tour agencies might inflate prices, and often heated negotiations between visitors and tour guides erupt because of pricing. Other than that, there is a market every day that sells fresh vegetables in the mornings. To purchase bread from the baker, visitors will need to rise extra early. There is no luxury accommodation available here, only a camping area and small huts. There is a small museum in the Janet Oasis, but exploring the village and surrounding area is much more rewarding. There are many very talented craftsmen, artists and musicians in Janet, and visitors will be astounded at the amount of beautiful crafts available for sale to the public. The women here also play traditional musical instruments which they make themselves, such as the imzad, monochord, match and azjar. The traditional drum that is used in the music is called a tindi. Traditional dance style of tahmed, practiced here, is an emotional dance and therefore requires no specific dance moves. Travelers are searching for a unique, traditional and peaceful destination. We find just that in the Janet Oasis. It is a remote location that has a rich history and that is focused on the tourism industry. Visitors to Janet are certain to have an unforgettable experience that will not be easily matched.
Hello and welcome to this program devoted to the wonderful Sahara Desert of Algeria. If you thought that the Sahara was all about sand and camels, then you'd better think again. While you'll get your fix of unwieldy dromedaries and undulating dunes, this part of the Sahara is also home to an alien landscape of twisted stone forests, stark volcanic mountain ranges, and endless black gravel plains, as well as deep dark canyons. It's the trump card of Algerian tourism, and now that the security situation has stabilized in the country, thousands of visitors are heading back to marvel at its eye-popping natural beauty. Stretching from Ain Salah right down to the Mali and Niger borders in the Ahagar or Hogar National Park, created in 1987 to safeguard the considerable riches of this part of the country. It's one of the largest protected areas in the world, as its heart is the laid-back town of Tamanrasset, resting at the foot of the broadened Hogar Massif. The craggy plateau, that sleepy oasis of Janet, is known as the Tassili, also one of Algeria's protected areas. Its caves and canyons hide an abundance of engravings and paintings illustrating the once blooming plant and animal life of the Sahara. Now we'll talk about Algeria's heartland of the Tuareg, traditionally a nomadic people who have roamed the desert regions of Algeria and its neighboring countries for many centuries. You'll see beautiful women swathed in brightly colored fabrics and refined silver jewelry, and plenty of veiled blue men, as Tuareg men are sometimes called after the traditional color of their robes. The route of Hogar, one of the major routes across the Sahara to the West Africa, is gaining popularity once more after many years in the wilderness. From El Golia, it extends south across the Tedmate Plateau, which stretches on like some sunburnt pancakes, the largest thing in sight be a rock the size of a tennis ball. It then passes through in Ain Salah, a town famed for its salty water, past the canyons and mountains of the Tassili Dimidid, or Tassili. Let's recall that Tassili means plateau in the language of the local Tuareg. And it goes through the steep gorges of Araq and then on this region's hub, the capital Tamanrasset.
Sintonizan Radio Argelia Internacional, el diario hablado.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Comenzamos con las principales noticias de este sábado 20 de diciembre. El presidente de la República, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, saluda los importantes avances realizados